Hey, what's up, LIB? How you doing, man?
Doing good, doing good. How about you?
Good, man. Thank you for joining me tonight. We might have some people popping in and
Yep.
popping out, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm not going to say who, but it's a possibility.
Trying.
Eric, how you doing, buddy? Hope everything's blessed. Chris, how you doing? Thank you for being here with us tonight. We'll let the room fill up a little bit, and we'll also pick the winner tonight. How exciting. Heather, hello. So the number was 12. I was kind of giving it away. 12 days of Christmas, kind of something like that. Shannon, hello. How are you? It was a nice day today.
It was.
West Virginia. Todd, how you doing? All right, let's get a kick in here. How you doing? Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I hope everybody had a great day. Thank you for being here with us. Good times. Well, I got a little insight on the portal after all these months and start of the new year. You believe that? And I got a little tan today, a little red, being out there in the sun.
No, that's probably the most craziest thing I've heard in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I was out for a little bit today. Just trying to get in areas. And
you got Irish skin, huh?
Irish Italian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nicole, hello. Yeah, so let's jump into this. So that portal, I can't say the name. I would love to, but he asked me not to.
Mm-hmm.
I did bring this up from out of state, which is great. It means the video got out there. Thank you for everybody that helped push that video. And still, let's keep it pushing. I think that's a very important video for everybody. That's a piece of history, actually, I believe, because how good that it came out. Again, I'm going to say portal, but I'm not 100% sure.
Sure, yeah.
What I did learn from this guy is that Ohio has a lot of crystal in it, in the grounds, and a lot of other rocks. And what these crystals do, they hold energy.
Mm-hmm.
And some energies at some point has to be released. And depending on, what's underneath those crystals is a big thing. Now, this happens all over the world, not just in Ohio. He was telling me about energy being released before, or like volcanoes and earthquakes and stuff like that. You may see energy in an area, weird lights kind of happening. This is the same kind of process. So that energy, they used to believe that was a portal. When these kind of events happened, I don't know if I'm coming clear off, I'm not a scientist or anything like that, but when these crystals release this energy, they used to believe that it formed a portal. And that it could be a look into the past. Now, that could be from seeing a dinosaur to seeing Nessie to, could happen in lakes, could happen in forests, could happen in a desert, seeing different things. But he definitely said a portal. But from that energy from the crystals, that's what he believes.
Yeah. They it's said that we're the only ones that use fuel, really, like other other races that would be considered aliens, I guess, the ones that travel the galaxies and hyper jump and interdimensional and etc. They use crystals on board to power their craft. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, I'm sure there's ones that are harvested here that maybe aren't on, in different areas, right?
Right. True to that. Yeah, it's just a crazy road to go down, man. It's
Oh, I'm huge on crystals. So you come, like crystals and that kind of energy and stuff, and
yeah.
um, Reiki, and for those of you who don't know, I do like a form of walking Reiki when I'm out in the field, which is Reiki. Just is it breaks down to in English life energy, you become like a master at it, and you learn it, and you use it to your advantage. You get all the stuff out of your way, but bad stuff, good stuff. You can heal people. It's a healing tool. Mainly, that's what it's used for, is this healing. But crystals come into plays like we were just talking about it earlier. Like I have them everywhere. Like I have purple amethyst is probably one of my favorite. But there's all different ones that have different purpose, and you know
I'll tell you what, you got to pull that crystal away from your phone. Yeah, it actually made you the color and everything distort a little bit. How weird is that? It was actually blocking the cell.
oh wow, yeah, well, yeah, it's really strong. I'll pull it away. Oh, I see. I had it next. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's some of those crystals will absorb.
Well, that's another thing too with the Reiki is like whenever I give somebody something, I Reiki charge it. When I leave things in the woods, I'll actually leave some of my newer stuff out in the woods. There's little plates they're called charging plates, and when you get a new crystal, you're supposed to like put it on these plates, and it's supposed to charge them and cleanse them and clear them and whatever. And I bring them straight to the woods for the Sasquatch. I leave them out, and I say, hey, if you guys have some purpose more than me keeping them, happy, keep them. If not, can you possibly put some kind, some positive energy in here, some healing, loving energy, and I'll gladly take it back home. And
Yeah.
yeah, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we went on talking about his beliefs. He believes these creatures are definitely in another dimension close by and they can come and go as they please.
Coming
He
and
said
going.
that he watched a lot of the videos and he goes, man, you guys are spot on with the bends, the energy, the bends touching other trees, um, live or dead.
Yeah,
It's
right,
all the
right.
same. He goes,
Yeah,
it's just a telephone line, basically.
yeah. Well, yeah. So all right, good. Yeah. So that's cool. I mean, I was. It was one thing for us to talk about it, but when I got there with you and we were able to actually like look at it and see it, and then there was that one where I have a picture of you and you're standing in front of one, and it's like, it's like a 40-foot tall tree, and it's bent down and tucked under a huge log, and it's like you gotta. I mean, I challenge people to do this. Go grab a sapling, a 4-foot sapling, and try to bend it, and then put another log on top of it, and hold it down. Try not to snap that thing. Try to hold it. It's a hell of a lot of work to even do with a young, brand new tree. Um, it's it's an amazing thing. You got to wonder if it's done with
Absolutely.
pure. You got to wonder if it's done with pure strength or it's done with more of like a finesse, right? Like an energetic, like um, connection, right? Like a give and take, right? Like the tree is almost helping, right? Like I know
Absolutely.
it. I know it sounds a little odd to some people, but That's why I tried to preach, try to become one with the forest, and don't necessarily go looking for Bigfoot, but become one with it as much as you can, because that Sasquatch is completely one with it. And if you get on that same playing field, same level, a lot more will unfold. And it's not by chance that you guys go out there and you get activity. It's not. We talk about it all the time. It's not dumb luck. It's
Right.
but you can give somebody a key to a door that they say they want to go through, and 9 out of 10 times they will just keep walking into the door instead. But I don't. It's only so far
Yeah.
you can
Oh
go.
yeah, I get it, man. I get it. Yeah, but he was pretty adamant that his beliefs that these things are real close by, and the crystal energy can bring them in and take them out whenever they want, along with all the energy that's in the forest. He said it's just a rolling constant energy, and then those crystals will store energy.
Absolutely. And
And
yeah, and you have to be careful, because this can go either way with different things, right? So like even with a fire when you're camping, right? That's a lot of energy now, right? In an area where
yeah,
there's not really much, right? So now it's dark, it's night, then now that fire is breathing a lot of energy. What I do, a simple thing I do, is I bring sage along with me, or you can bring a little San Paulo piece of wood, right, and throw that in with everything. But just put something like a piece of sage, or whatever, and whatever you believe in. It doesn't have to be prayer, but
right,
something to that effect to
right. I
ward
always
off.
like sage.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Now, does it work? I don't know. I
We're
hope
still
so.
we're still here, I guess.
Yeah, I hope so. I give good vibes to it.
Yeah, we're still here, so it's doing something.
Yeah. Well, the bear are out too. Be careful when you're out there. Everybody, please be careful. Make sure, bear spray is cheap. Your life isn't. So I had one on film. I had a bag of apples and I was gifting and I was walking, and I'll be damned, man. A bear came up. And so I threw him like three. And then I decided, you know what? I'm out here by myself and I'm a few miles in. I'm getting rid of this. It wasn't a big bear,
It
but
doesn't matter. Yeah,
yeah, I was hoping Mama didn't come around,
yeah,
because it didn't look like a big bear, so it looked young. And I
yeah,
don't know, when they leave their mothers or not, but I kind of threw three apples, and then I was walking up about 100 foot, and I was like, you know what? I got to get these out of my hand.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have to be big to do damage either. Even accidentally. And I've come
See it on
across.
film.
Yeah, I don't. We don't really have bear or any of that kind of stuff down here on Long Island. It's just we just don't. So like, that's why I call it a cryptid playground. It's like it's almost like if I see something, I don't have to second guess what it is. But when I go up into the mountains, just a little ways, it's the same distance. It's actually, my home and where I go, everything is further actually from the city than it is into the mountains, right? But it's just a totally different direction. Now, the bear are plentiful up there, and
Yeah.
in one damn year, I clocked almost a dozen black bear, and I had never seen one in 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 real life. I had never seen one before that, not
Yeah.
once. And I used to say, people would say all the time, "Oh, have you ever seen a bear in the woods?" I'd be like, "No, no, I guess they're as rare as Bigfoot." No, they are not nearly as. They are out there. It's just a
Oh yeah.
matter of, yeah, because it was dumb luck. And
Yep.
and there was one, I tell you, this one was crossing my path, buddy. He was running, and for whatever reason, this thing hit the brakes, and there was a huge down tree. I'm talking huge, around everything, and it put its paw under and lifted it up like that, and like sniffed underneath and put it back down. like it was nothing. So you talk about strength, you know what I mean? It just
Oh, yeah, you'd be surprised.
yeah.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah, I
stopping.
mean, I
Yeah, sorry.
good.
No, but it's stopping to do that was the only thing that kept me from being on a collision course. But that, like you said, it's good. It'll save your life. You know, like bear spray is cheap, but you know, don't leave home without it. You
Yeah, I'm
know,
telling you. Yeah, we had a
and
long winter, believe it or not. This was actually the worst winter I've seen in years.
they're gonna come out with a vengeance. I guarantee that much. They're
Oh
gonna
yeah.
come out with with hungry stomachs and you know, ready to dominate. So
Oh yeah. And I do carry a firearm and I do, but I have a line of defense. I always say I'm in their neighborhood. They're not mine. So, bear spray first, gun second. And, in any one of those instances, I could be gone like that because, you spray bear spray, they're on you. They can outrun you. It's not worth running.
if they're,
It's
it's hard to say. If a bear is, you ever seen that video with the guy? There's a couple of them out there, but there's a mountain lion, and it's just walking. You know, it's just walking, 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 and he's backing up, and he's saying stuff to it, saying stuff. There's one where they're in a field. Actually, this guy actually shoots 2 rounds at it, and I can't believe they even missed this thing. The way they hit, you see the dirt kick up behind, and this mountain lion still considers, you know,
yeah.
coming back for him again.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
and
So,
they're
y-
smart.
y- oh yeah, man, they will. If they're hungry, they're coming for you. But the best thing you can do, get a bell, clap your hands before you come around a turn. Just be smart out there this spring because like I said, it was a long winter. And these
I'll
things are
show.
coming out hungry. And just me carrying a bag of apples through the forest sprung that thing. And I didn't even hear him around me. And I was looking around me with the cameras on. And then all of a sudden he did a charge and then stopped. And I put the camera on him and I'm like, oh, you want these? You want these apples,
Yeah, they can smell it from so damn far away.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing.
Yeah. So I threw them a couple to them. And then, like I said, start walking. And I thought, man, if mom's around or she's got more cubs, they're coming for these, because they'll eat those apples like nothing.
Yeah, it's a good deterrent.
Hmm. But,
This is what I carry. I've never had to use it yet, but this is good. Like you said, bring a bell or whatever. But this air horn, right? It's in 2 pieces, but you screw this on. You know what I mean? You screw it in when you're ready, and that triggers the aerosol part, and then but it'll let out that loud, like loud sound that might scare them away. But that's it's simple, easy to carry. You know what I mean?
yep.
There's really no excuse for not having something simple like this. If you're going out there where you're going to be, you can even leave it in your tent at night. You know what I mean? If you hear something outside and you're not the explorer type, you don't want to say, oh, well, let's go see what that is, whatever, or it sounds dangerous or whatever. You could just have that there and just, blow that air horn and hope that it's enough to startle them off because,
Yeah.
um,
Usually
that's
it
all
is.
you want. Yeah, you want to get an advantage somehow, and
Right.
distance is your advantage.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, I'm telling you, they're out full force. There's, a couple that got hit up north that I'm surprised even, it's still cold, farther north from me. And one got hit by a car, another one got hit by a semi truck. There was one hit this morning. It's like, wow, man. Sad, but they're out.
I
Be
Yeah, and
careful, everyone.
it's wild, but they're not really wherever there is cars, they're not scared of them. Like I've seen one run across the road, and it was one of the more main roads that you would see in it was outside Woodstock. It was, but it was one of the more main roads. It was like a 4-lane road. And this bear just ran out as it was running fast, but And we used to have a mama bear and cubs that would run through my yard, and I filmed her multiple times on the trash can trying to break into it. My neighbors filmed her on my front step. She put her two cubs on my front steps and tore apart all my trash. And then another time I went to step out my door, and my windows were open, and I heard something. I'm like, what the hell is that, right? And I'm kind of half asleep, half out of it, going to step out to have a cigarette, and I kind of, peripheral look, and this tank of a, mama bear is running across the big lawn, because up in the Catskills, people don't have don't it's not here. We have fences, and everyone's yard is separate, and this is mine and that's yours, and da da da. Up there it's just wide open, so there's really nothing to slow them down. They just run around.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. SoCal, you're right, man. Bears up over there by you, they're always hungry because they don't hibernate. But just be
Well, the
careful.
bees.
Everybody that's going out, and I've been getting texts that, people are out and about doing searching during the day, even during the day. It's crazy. Just, take a bell with you. Remember to clap your hands. Don't, don't go in there silent if you're going in
Yeah,
early.
yeah,
If
and
you
if you're
don't carry
camping
a
at
handgun.
the bell thing is good too. If you're camping outside of a campground, um, it sounds cheesy, but you can hang cans, like just a fishing line, even, and hang cans and put pebbles in them, or whatever. Or you could just put a bell on it. Hang one bell, and on each, like tree to tree, whatever. They sell expensive ones, that'll actually like make like a gunshot sound, and
Yeah,
you can rig those up yourself too, but it's a little tricky. I wouldn't suggest it.
right.
But yeah, and I'm not a big fan of playing with gunpowder myself, but
Right. Yeah. Bear spray, bear boxes when camping. Always use that stuff. You correct. Yep. Never keep food in
I
your
don't.
tent.
Oh,
Don't
bear
do that.
box up, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We got a camping trip coming up here in 2 weeks. I'm pumped and ready for that. Question. I wasn't going to bring this up, but I got to, man. I have to bring this up. Have you ever ran into a fairy-like creature out in the forest?
A what? A ferret?
Like a fairy, man. A fairy. Like,
Oh, a fairy.
yeah, little creature, two legs. I don't know what to call them. Fairy,
Pixies. Yeah.
pixies. I don't know, man.
Nothing. Nothing. No. Nothing that I can categorize nothing like that I've seen. More so than what would be considered construed either as an orb or a fairy. Like something to that effect. No, I'm not that I've captured with my own eyes. That not that I can recall. No.
Yeah.
I mean, I've found places that I'm like, wow, this has to be like a fairy tree. This has to be a little fairy, like it's like a mossy area, and like da 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 da. And like I'll leave like little stuff there, little candies and stuff. But it's just maybe it's just me being like a kid in my, I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, I've seen enough evidence, and I know that the Fae are a real thing. I know that the elementals are a real thing. I know that, but yeah. Anyway, where you going with it? Did you see something?
Well, that thing that we captured on film, running through,
Oh, I
we
haven't
we
seen it.
went back and I left cameras out there overnight. All of them were tripped. The sensors were tripped, and something took the food, but nothing. This is going to trip you out. I'm going to put up this video tomorrow. It's only about a 10-second clip. I know this is going to be crazy when I say it, but I left a pile of apples, limes, and things out, and I put the camera back a little bit. It got activated, but you see this line coming up in the air and then looks like it falls down on the ground off camera. But when I went there, when I seen that, went back, there was no prints or anything like that. And most confusing thing ever, because nothing was caught taking it, but you see it lift up and it looks like it falls off screen onto the ground. What we caught when we were all out there prior to that was this thing running on the ground, and it looks like it carrying a bow and arrow.
Oh, okay. So I just spoke about this actually. I actually just spoke about this. So I have actually captured. I'm sorry. Now I wouldn't say. I would call it a gnome, is what I would call it. It was about 2 foot, maybe less. The one time I saw it, it ran across, right? Didn't really notice it. The guy I was with noticed it. I was like, I kind of saw it, but whatever. The next day, same thing, cloaked, completely cloaked. And you could see it looks like T-1000 from the Terminator when he turns into the liquid, right? Like the Predator in the movie when he's up in the tree, and he's clear. That's what it looked like in the same area. It's doing the same thing, right? And we have it on camera. So I'm like, this is amazing, right? But oh man, where was I going to go with this? But I was just talking to the Cryptid Huntress about this, and I said, why do we always assume that a Bigfoot zapped us, right? Now, what if it was one of these little people, and they're known to have be masters of plants and things like that, different poisons, and they are known to put them on the little tiny tips of little tiny arrows and stuff. And if you see a big human come stomping into your area, maybe they shoot us with these little poison tipped arrows, and now we get a little woo woo woo, and we get confused, or we get sick and we sit down, or we say, oh, there's something don't feel right here, and we back out, or we get, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you've captured something like that, the only guy that captures stuff like that on a regular was a hoaxer, and he was out in Ireland. His name was Erwin Sanders, and he was doing. I was heartbroken when I found out it wasn't real, but he was filming pixies and stuff. But now, this goes back to. Now we're going to go back to the real. This goes back to Rip Van Winkle, which is there's a place called Rip Rock up in Catskill, New York. Rip Van Winkle, the story goes, he was asleep for something like a couple 100 years or whatever because the little people poisoned him. You know what I'm saying? So it's not far-fetched by any means, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're always looking for one thing, and that's why I always say, if you're ready to go down the elemental rabbit hole, we can go, but it is deep. It is very, very deep.
Yeah. I just don't know what to think of it. It's hard for me to fathom that I could even talk about it, or even go, really? Is this really what we caught? Because I got to say, in that department, I am a skeptic.
Sure. I mean, I know people who have fairy trees in their yard. Like they go out and they know they're there. They leave their little area. They give them stuff. They leave them stuff like little trinkets and whatnot. And it's just as much a part of their day as it is as if you and me go and put birdseed out. Same concept. And it's just. I guess certain things are put in certain people's path for certain reasons.
Yeah.
And I don't.
The weirdest thing.
Is it though? I mean, it's weird,
Right,
but
right. Yeah.
I mean, how many times have you come across a footprint, a tiny little footprint or something, and you're like, that doesn't match anything. That's not a squirrel, raccoon, or this or that or whatever. And
Yeah. I mean, what do you say it is? I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the video will definitely drop tomorrow. I'm gonna put all the all of it. It's just I wanted to make it separate, all the thermal footage, and YouTube hit it. They took it out from this last one, so I just decided to make it up on its own. Now, some things I could circle, some things I couldn't, but you all see it. You know, you guys are great at picking things out.
Mhm.
And I can tell you, this was not a bug. I slowed it down, and I slow it down. When you'll see it, it will be you'll see it fast motion, you'll see it slow motion, and then you'll see it frame by frame.
I'll try and dig out some of
Yeah.
some of my viewers in my early days have found Faye or in my videos and stuff. I'll shoot it when I find them. I'm not organized very well, but yeah, I would not doubt if that's what it is. I really wouldn't, you know. But
Yeah,
that's another rabbit.
Yeah.
It's another rabbit hole, right? Skyfish, all sorts of stuff, right? Like some people will quickly explain it away, right? Oh, it's a bug, and the frames per second make it trail off, and da 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 da. Da. But it's very easy for those people to just do things like that because they're not the ones that are involved in it all, right? Like it's you know it's called a rabbit hole for a reason. Like, you jump in it and it just keeps on going, and
Yeah. In trying to find this stuff
well,
online and trying to dig in farther, it's like it's there. You can find it and they'll talk about it, but it's just, the government will weave you all around. And this is stuff you can go search for. The government knows all about these fairies. They know about dragons. They were trying for years to dismiss dragons because they existed.
right.
They even have it. They have it. They took it out of some dictionaries back in the
Well,
day. We went to school. It
sure,
was in one and out of the other.
sure.
Weird.
China doesn't idolize dragons for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Um, if you look at China too, they have a whole national park. Their Bigfoot is called the Yeren. They have the entrance to the park, to the national park, is a mother Yeren. You can look it up. It's mother Yeren leaning over and kissing the baby Yeren, and then that's where you walk in. And as you go through that park, they have, like, literally on the side of one of the mountains is huge spray paint, and it says, like, don't come over, like, this is off limits area. That's how they do it, not like our areas, right, where it's like kind of like, oh, stay on trail, or this is a rattlesnake, or whatever they try to sneak you from understanding. They're just plain out saying, don't come up on this mountain here because this is where the Yarens are. Don't
Right.
bug them. um it's like you said, everything's just laid out in history. It's right there for you. It's right there for you. We stepped into a country based on lies that started with lies that will continue to lie. But if you go past that and just start digging a little bit, it's right there for you.
Right. Right. And you can find this. You can go to the government website and start digging. And there's patents on things that you would not believe existed.
Exactly.
And there's patent on things that you wouldn't believe that they're already doing.
Yeah.
You'll read some of this stuff and you'll be like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, if you want to find out where their tunnels are, you can just look at literally, there's a million places that will say, yeah, you can own your land, you can own your house, you can own everything, but you cannot dig here, and you do not own what's below your house.
Right.
Okay, you have tunnels under your house. You know what I mean? You just will never necessarily know it, right? There's so much right there. It's just, you got to decode it, decipher it, unbrainwash yourself, and then, you know, move forward in a different direction.
Yeah.
And the big picture questions and answers can get frustrating, and I get that. And I've told you this a million times, right? Like, I get that you want to find answers and you want to find the definitive truth, and it can be dizzying because everything you do figure out and find uncovers like every answer you find will uncover 100 new questions. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Um, so,
Absolutely.
but what that guy told you about the portal and what he said about everything, I that that's pretty much what I completely agree with. They interdimensional, they could be here and in and out, and take it or leave it. I've been doing this a long time. I'm not shy about talking about it. I just don't force it on anybody. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't force it on anybody, and I'm also not ignorant enough to say that that's the case across the world or across even everywhere, because there's so many different things that
Yeah.
maybe I'm never gonna say, oh, we're always dealing with the same thing, because you can't, unless that thing is specifically communicating with you or dealing with you directly in that moment.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he asked me what I believed, and I said, it's different in every single area. So unless I know the full facts, you know, and he told me it's the same with paranormal. If your house is sitting on these crystals and there's crystals underneath the house, you're going to have activity. You're
Yeah.
going to, and it could be good. It could be bad. You could be the happiest person in your house, walk out your door, get up, pull out of your driveway, and you just feel like blah,
Mhm.
basically, how he made it sound. I mean, we've talked and talked and talked about all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's not word for word, but it's the best that I can describe it.
Yeah. It's-
Hello. Thank you all for being here with us tonight. I know we're going crazy.
yeah,
But
I know when I get here I like rattle off a bunch of crap.
oh no, you're great. It's just I had to bring that up because I was just gonna toss it on the back burner and go, eh, you know, but there was
Well,
a lot of good questions in the comments of that video that people want to know. It's
you're
a hard
getting
thing for me
closer.
because I just can't fathom a fairy or whatever you want to call it.
You're
You know,
getting closer to you're getting closer to the point where you're going to be here. Hopefully soon, right?
yep, yeah,
And I know you've seen some weird shit and you've experienced some weird shit, but um obviously there's no guarantees, but like with the amount of experience you have and the comfortability level you have and all that, I've brought people in with no experience and it's like things pop off. So I can't imagine for an extended stay that it's not going to be, off the rails cool. Um,
yeah.
but I tell
I,
all the but I tell people all the time, which I don't have to tell you because I know you don't care. But I'm like, shit is going to get weird out there. Like you're not going to be able to come back necessarily the same way you went in. You know?
yeah, I love it. I love it. You know me, man. I love it. Like
Yeah,
I said, I'll be out there for probably about 2 weeks filming, and hopefully in
yeah.
some spots we can go live. And
Well, I'm glad that guy said something about the trees and all the, the connected, and that's something I've been preaching for a long time, and I hear it all the time, right? People ask me all the time, like, what are these structures and and like, I'm not saying all the structures that's what they mean, but I mean that's in essence what they are. Is like a lot of them are these interconnecting, conduit, if you will, like wires in your house, and then they all lead to eventually they'll lead to a structure, and then a question people ask all the time too is, well, these things must be killing machines. They're huge. They must eat all day long, blah, 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 right? They have to be taking in food all day. Well, no, they're masters of energy and similar to a plant, right? And I know this might sound odd to people because they're not plants. I'm not saying they're plants, but they're able to intake energy differently. Like for us to gain sustenance, we have to, if we get dehydrated, whatever, like, oh, we have to have water, glug 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 glug, right? We have to eat when we're hungry, right? Blah, 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 blah. We don't know any other way to rejuvenate,
Right.
or you know what I'm saying? Um,
Yep.
it's I know it's out there. I know, and I'm not just pulling this out of nowhere. It's years and years and years of work.
Yeah, you've been at it way longer than me. I can't imagine. Wow.
No, it's not as much longer as you think. Probably
Yeah, 4 years this year for me.
it's a long time. It's a lot. That's a long time to dedicate to one thing. And I respect you because you dedicate. You're not a. There's a lot of these weekenders, right? And they're like, it's similar to like whatever. I don't want to say similar to anything, right? Because it's not. But like, you'll have these people who go out once a year or whatever, or the weather gets warm and they go on this expedition and this trip, and then they talk about it for a whole year because they're experts because they spent 5 days in the woods at some campsite, next to a bathroom and a playground. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, all right, cool,
Yeah.
you know. But other people are just, you have to know, like, well, I use this example a lot. Somebody asked me once, well, what do you think they do in the winter? Does the activity slow down, right? And it had only been my second winter past, right? And I told them, I says, I got an idea how I want to answer you, but I don't know. I don't have enough experience yet to tell you that yet. But I can
Yeah.
tell you now that nothing changes in the winter. It don't slow down. It don't slow down.
No.
Humans slow down. So they want you to think stuff slows down because they don't want to go out there.
Right.
So when you see Jack masked up and all go, and you know, warm weather gear and boots and all that crap in the wind, and it's cold out there. Like, it's
Oh
cold
yeah,
out
it's
there.
a cold winter, man.
And to hold a camera, and that shit, that's dedication.
Yep.
Dedication that I understand. It's, and you guys, I think you said it to me a couple times. You're like, how the hell do you have no gloves on? And it's like, I don't, I'm so dedicated to filming, I forget at this point. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, we were out in what, 5-degree weather? Oh my God.
oh, yeah, I don't know.
And we
I
were out
think,
there day and night, man, and you're just no gloves, and I'm sitting there like I am freezing. 5 degrees. And as soon as that wind hit me, man, I know that's
yeah,
about the point where you
no,
at, where you were
the
like, that
wind,
wind was bad.
that wind, yeah, the wind was a game changer. That beat me up. That beat
Yeah.
me up because I remember when we got back to your house, my legs, um, it wasn't so much my upper body, I guess, because I had a coat, but I only had one layer of pants on, I think, and my legs were like, I mean, not like, that like tingling cold, like it was like that for hours,
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
Just couldn't get them warm.
Yeah. I think I got frostbite on like my finger. I mean, it's my finger is pretty bad. And it was like the time where on video, I put my hands in the snow and I got wet. And
Mm.
then I was out there for like 5 hours. It was so bad, even putting heat on my hands hurt.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's the worst sometimes. Yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
you don't realize sometimes, and then you get back to your vehicle or whatever, or back to the house, depending on what it is, and then you start to your extremities start to get that like different temperature back in, and you're like, oh, like it's, oh man,
Yeah. Yeah. So bad to where my one nail turned all black.
oh yeah, that'll do it. That'll
Oh,
do
man.
it.
Yeah. Well, you want to pick a winner? I
Yeah.
got one written down.
All right, let's
So,
pick them.
so thank you, everyone. That's the number 12. Y'all put it in. A lot of you did on the video. Thank you. Thank you for watching.
Oh wait, how do I do this?
And we don't have, or we're going to have more gift giveaways. So tonight's winner, yeah, there you go. And we'll be doing more giveaways throughout the videos and stuff like that. So wrote down the name, man. Dedication, everyone. I want to thank everybody for being here with us and being a subscriber. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. It's free. I know people were asking me, does it cost money to subscribe? No. But the winner to that video, she wrote down 12, Kathym8188.
Hey, congratulations.
So Kathy, I'm going to give you, we'll say 40 hours to get a hold of me. And I'll need your address and stuff. And we'll get you out your prize. And to, again, Kathym8188. You are the winner.
Congratulations.
Again, congratulations. Thank you, everybody. And next one, somewhere in there, is going to be, we're going to be gifting a hunt. So, I know, man, we'll put it out a couple months. We'll put, you could win it, but, it'll be out towards the summer. So you got time if you want it, if you can get here, or if you can't get here, we'll pass it on to somebody else, or we'll do something.
That's cool.
Maybe we'll come to you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I do have a cameraman merch store. The problem is I fight with them for the pricing because, man, I'll tell you what, I know everybody is hurt for money, and I do I want to pay $50 for a sweatshirt or something like that? Nah, that's too much. So I try to gamble with them for shirts and hats and stuff like that. So the store now has, I think, sweatshirts. So when I take down the sweatshirts and I do like t-shirts, they'll give me a price reduction on that. I make no money on it. That's one of the deals. So, they make it and they ship it. I make nothing, not even a cent. So that's how cheap I want to keep it all for y'all.
Well, you need to find a better place then, because
Yeah.
somehow I've never done it either. I refused all of it too. I know what you mean. They're ripoffs. They're ripoffs, and I don't, and I don't have the personal drive, I guess, to continuously go to the post office. I have like 3 things there that need to go out, and I just lose track. And if I was to do it myself, I would not do well either. So, but anyway, I get your drift.
Yeah. Oh, I would so love to go there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm in the same boat with you. Yeah.
All in good time, I'm going to right now my vehicle isn't like a dependable one necessarily. It's getting old or whatever. But down the line, once I whether it's a year or 3 or whatever, and I can have a vehicle that I know that will make it across the country, I plan on doing that, going and hitting different states and seeing different spots and really working my way around and really, spending a couple of days. And I'm sure you'd be down for it. You know what I mean? Doing a 2-week, trek around the country. And, it's, there's so many things, I hit Ohio, obviously.
Yeah.
I do a lot in Pennsylvania. I don't really record when I go there much. A lot of the spots are, I don't know how to explain it really, but it's just like the stuff I do around the Woodstock area. It's a lot of stuff is private owned farms and stuff, and they don't want They don't want anything, you know.
Yeah.
They don't like the cameras.
Yeah.
Florida was the toughest thing. Florida
Yeah.
was the toughest one.
Yeah. I'm so happy that me and you got, the subscribers made it happen, man. Got us together, and that
I
was
would, I
awesome.
would, I would have been asked out, yeah, because
Yeah.
I don't know. For those of you guys who don't know, like, it ended up being a lot more than I expected. As far as gas money went, and everything. And on the way back, I got stuck in a blizzard, and it got really bad and really ugly. And I had to pull off somewhere and stay somewhere. And it was, I stayed in this little cabin in Bald Eagle State Park, Pennsylvania, or something, or whatever. But I had to get off the highway. It was just too dangerous. And without your guys' support, I would have been stuck on the side of the road, like basically waiting
Yeah.
out a storm. So,
Yeah. And it hit. I mean, it wasn't supposed to snow, but it hit hard.
well,
It was
yeah,
bad.
because I was traveling from, whatever happened, however it went down, it was at first I was going up and down, through different areas, and it was like just snowing, but it, whatever point I got to, it was just so thick and crazy, and it was like, it's not, maybe I could have made it if I would have just drove, like, I slid a few times and I'm like, all right, this is sketchy, but maybe I can make it. But when the tractor trailers start ripping past you, and like, other people are in like smaller cars and they're sliding around, it's just a recipe for disaster.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I don't scare easy. So this was more of like it felt life or death to me at that point.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it came out of nowhere, heavy.
Yep. So I think some these areas that I've been into the last few days, like I said, I didn't do much filming earlier this week, the end of last week. I've just been out trying to see what's going on in these new areas. A little confused in one of these areas. I think I got a little bit of video of it. And why I'm confused is there's a big mountain. I call it a mountain. I don't call it a hill, big hill. It looks like a dang mountain. Got up to the top of it. It's messed, man. There's some bones. There's little baby deer in the tree. Obviously no meat on it. It looks like the fur and the legs are still there. It just looks like a cat maybe took it up in the trees. But then there's another one right across from it. Still just fur. And fur. Still there. Legs still there. Um, top was a mess. That's what I call a mess. There's evidence of something going on up there. Um, go down, and right when you come off the hill, there's a bunch of down trees. So it looks like it was barricaded, like they didn't want no four-wheelers or something going up there, or human. You would have to crawl over the trees. You'll
Yeah,
see me on
yeah.
video a little bit. The video is not long. I think it's like a half an hour, 45 minutes. Confusing. So I go back there the second day. I didn't film at all. Just put some apples out on this log, and no vibe at all. Not like the first day. There was like nothing, like birds chirping, you know, like
Uh-huh. I do.
no feeling,
Yeah.
nothing at all. And I know that you can do, you go up there to the top and you'll see, animals hanging from trees. You could spook yourself out, but that doesn't bother me. I'm just like, yeah, human nature, or, just nature doing its thing. When I get a vibe, I'll let you know, like, I got a vibe. I had a
Well,
vibe
there.
that day. And then, like I said, I return and birds chirping, like nice wind, nothing. So kind of confusing.
You know, yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna even dive into that because I want to see what you got going on first. I kind of want
Yeah,
to. I'll watch it first.
yeah,
But
yeah. You'll
what I
see
was
me.
gonna say is there. What I was gonna say is there's mountain lions, right? Going back to mountain lions. Uh, they they are so smart. And they want to be they want to be so secretive. Now this is a known animal, mind you, not a cryptid, right? But they want to be so off radar and never seen that what they do is they know that wolves or coyotes will come in with their hunts, right? With their kill sites, or even if a human is tracking them, right? Or they're tracking a human hunter is tracking the same stuff, they will kill and leave it for you and hope that
Hmm.
you don't bug it. So, like for instance, if coyotes or wolves are attacking,
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
uh, coming and stealing their kills or whatever, they just want to be left alone. So they will actually kill, leave it for them, then even kill again and leave another cache. So there was a report where they had tracked this mountain lion and they had found 20 kill caches. And what this cat was doing was it kept killing. Hey Jack, not me, huh? Hey babe. So what this cat was doing was while they were following the cat, it was thinking, "Oh, they're following me for my food." Oh, there it is. Hey babe. Anyway, so it kept killing and leaving, because and it was basically saying, "Stop following me," thinking that that's what they wanted was its kill. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
pretty interesting the lengths that even a uh, mountain lion will go
Yeah. Thank you so much.
to remain unseen.
Yeah, the scariest hunt. That would be what was brung up. Yeah, me and Trapper thought we were gonna die.
Oh yeah, you guys sat there with
Yeah,
back to
that was
back with
scary.
it.
You have no idea how as a man, you got two men out there. We both hit the ground, you go. You don't want to show no weakness because there's another man next to you. But yeah, man, we both hit that ground, I'm telling you.
I had a guy. One of the most recent reports I got from my area here was in a hunting area, and the man was up in a stand, and again, we don't have coyote here, wolves here. Sometimes the coyotes will swim from Connecticut to eat, right? They'll
Yeah.
swim to different islands. Sometimes even eastern Long Island. They'll come and they'll do some killing and they swim back, right? Whatever, no big deal. But he said this was something different. He never heard in his life. But he was in his deer stand and something howled at him to the point where it vibrated his chest for like 30 seconds. He could feel it. He said it felt like it was an isolated, like a weaponized scream at him. And he, you know, he's like, there's nothing out here that would do that. And he said he was so scared he didn't want to come out of his stand. He wouldn't come out of his stand. So he just sat there till, the I guess the point where the sun was going to go down, and
Yeah.
he decided I got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah. They want to know if the fires got close to you.
Yes, yeah. Uh, I think it ended up taking about 600 acres of the Pine Barrens, which it could have been a lot worse. Um, I should say I got close to them. The fires, I kind of went poking, but it was more on the South Shore. Um, so it was more isolated on the South Shore than anything. It didn't really make its way towards, yeah, it didn't make its way as far as me at all. probably 10, 15 miles away, give or take.
Yeah. MT. Nobody perished in that, did they?
Not that's what I know of. No, two commercial buildings were taken, but no, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
What
animal
video?
wise, I don't think we'll ever know. You know, I
Yeah.
don't.
Well, hopefully everybody, all the animals ran. They're pretty
I
smart.
I hope so. Yeah.
What video was it? Oh man, that's an early day video. Let's see, almost 700 videos ago. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to get the name of it, and I'll tell you what. I'll put it up in the comment area, or you know what? Come back and I'll drop it in the chat underneath this video. Give me a day, but I'll get it up for you. Yeah, what a night that was, man. Our early days, lessons to be learned. Mm-mm-mm. I love looking back at those early videos, man. I go, wow, what a noob.
Yeah, it's all a learning process, bro. It is. It is.
Yeah.
But one thing, it's like, yeah, you're a noob, but at the same time, it's you also have this excitement about you too, right? Like it was like
Yeah.
you're like so charged and wanting to go and find this and find that and find this. You
Yeah.
you slow down. The longer you do it, you slow down. Like
Yeah.
you start trying to get more in tune than you do. At
Right.
least me, anyway.
Yep. And you don't let them cat and mouse you. You learn so much to where at first they got you running this way and then running that way, and
Oh
then
yeah, yeah.
turning you all
Well,
around.
you start to learn that the deer too. The way that they guide the deer. That first night we went out, it was a maze. Like that was definitely a maze, right? We were following. Uh, we were kind of caught in the maze at one point.
Yeah.
Maybe more than one point. It was. We didn't really know the lay of the land back there though either, but it was very much like a bunch of like uh closed off spaces and I think they were ending up in little kill sites, kill zones and whatever the case may be.
Right.
I wish
Yeah. Still having problems, MT, huh?
I wish she was on.
Yeah.
I had to fill your shoes empty. What?
Hmm. Yeah. All right, y'all. But I'm gonna call it. I don't want to take up everybody's time. Video will be coming, and I'll drop the link. And Kathym8188, you're the winner. Reach out to me. Give you 40 hours.
Why 40? Why do you keep saying 40?
Keep it an even. If not within 40 hours, I'm gonna pass it to somebody else.
All right. 40 sounds good. All right.
40, yeah, 40 hours. Plus, yeah, you got to watch this too. So 41 hours. Yeah, reach out to me. We'll get your address and stuff and get you out the prize. Like I said, I'd love to get some hunts. I think y'all know the areas that we're going into. You watched how we do stuff. We don't run. And definitely put you on some great spots. That's for sure. Don't know what will happen. Nothing could happen. Or paranormal could happen. Or these fairies, man. Elves, fairies, whatever you call them.
Yeah, once, man, there's more than that. That's why I always say, once you go down that lane, man, it, oh, man.
Yeah.
It's almost like if you can imagine it, it's pretty much how it goes. If you can imagine it, it's probably something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm telling you, it is a wild ride if you don't know. But I'm telling you the truth, man. Some people come out and they'll take off and they'll never come back, or they'll never go in the forest. And
Oh, I got
it's
to
great.
take this call. This is the guy I might be going out with tomorrow, so let me answer that.
All right, go ahead.
All
But I
right.
want to
Thank
thank
you
you
all.
all. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Thank you for being here with us tonight. Really appreciate y'all. Thank you for the donations. Those really, really help. We don't make no money doing this. That's for sure. But I appreciate y'all. God bless. Y'all have a great night. Have a great rest of the weekend. And we will see you on the next hunt. God bless. Good night.